Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
I wouldn't have thought of that being connected to the changing tables, drug use and changing tables. I wouldn't have made that connection.
Public restrooms with changing tables can be godsends for busy parents on the go. And with holiday travel upon us, more parents are going to be looking for places to maybe change a diaper.
However, public changing tables might not be the safe space parents can count on. Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall explains.
If there was a concern of black marks and thinking that it might be drug residue, I would say don't even touch the surface.
You don't know if there's still drugs on there or not.
In a viral Facebook post, Jessica Wayman, a mother and a recovering addict, points out black marks on a changing table, explaining that they came from burnt spoons used by drug users.
It does surprise me, and it's scary.
It's definitely alarming for mothers that do still have their kids in diapers.
The post goes on to say changing tables can also be used to crush up drugs, leaving residue behind that can be deadly for babies.
We have to be careful about anything that our children might be exposed to, whether it's even regular medication. Their doses are smaller because their bodies are smaller. The potential of them having a stronger reaction is there.
Jake Metcalf, an addiction management coach with Face It Together Fargo Moorhead, agrees, saying the rise of synthetic opiates and some other drugs in particular have the potential to be absorbed by the skin and into the bloodstream, where minuscule amounts can be deadly to anyone, including children. We hear about the tragic stories from first responders suffering this fate all the time from coming in contact with increasingly potent drugs. It's only natural we protect our kids similarly. Now, thanks to the social media post, local families are aware of the danger and ready to face it.
That'll be something that I will be helping parents be more aware of.
Now it's like you have to watch your kids 24/7, and you can't let them out of your sight, and because there's so many things going on.
Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Public health leaders say if you see a changing table that looks suspicious, don't touch it. Instead, let management know or contact police.
An Ohio father has sparked strong controversy among parents after he uploaded a video on Facebook showing his daughter walking to school in the cold while he drives slowly behind her. He says he wanted to teach his 10-year-old a lesson after being suspended from riding the bus due to bullying other students. The video has over 16 million views, including a parent whose son was a victim of bullying at Aurora Elementary that we told you about a few weeks ago. Rebecca Cheatley says it's nice to see other parents holding their kids accountable, wishing the same was done for her son's bullies.
5 miles is a long way, but I think it's a great punishment, honestly. Kids got time to think about, what they're doing. Child's got time to think about ways that they can improve themselves.
Her son is in the middle of switching both schools and school district, and could possibly be homeschooled as well.
Doesn't this make you want to stop and donate money to the Salvation Army? Valley News Live viewer Danette Christensen captured her grandsons flossing as they took a shift at the Jamestown Walmart Red Kettles. 8-year-old Anderson and 6-year-old Connor have the perfect lights for this job and the moves to go with them. Hutch, good thing the boys were bundled up. The temps are dropping out there.
You keep moving like that, though. That does help you stay warm. And if you are ready for the big Bison game tomorrow, starting pretty early, tailgating out there, it's going to be on the chilly side. We're going to be single-digit temperature-wise, and a little bit of a south breeze out there throughout the morning hours. After the game, it looks like temperatures will be well into the 20s for a pretty quiet afternoon. Nothing on the satellite or radar tonight. Temperatures already bitter cold in Grand Forks and Bemidji, single digits there. Looks like wind chills will generally be below zero for most locations as we get underway during the weekend. I'll have details on your afternoon forecast, and we'll look at our work week ahead. Some drier weather is going to be with us for a while. I'll have all the details in a bit.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
Police in Moorhead said tonight there's no new information as the search continues for the man who robbed a convenience store at gunpoint early this morning. It happened just after 2 a.m. at the Holiday Station store at 725 30th Avenue South. As you can see, the man was wearing a black mask and a black hooded sweatshirt. He showed a handgun, demanded money, and got away with cash. A canine was brought in but could not find anyone.
An NDSU student can relax a little bit after finally getting out of her housing contract. It's a story that you only saw here on Valley News Live. Christina Keurig reached out to our whistleblower hotline saying NDSU's Disability Services denied her request to drop her housing contract, even though she had a doctor's order stating that she shouldn't live on campus. She suffers from severe anxiety and depression, and her living situation made matters worse. Disability Services told her it sounded more like a roommate issue. Keurig says today she signed papers releasing her from the housing contract, and she was given a $2,000 refund. If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call 237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth.
You may already know that Fortnite's Level 7 has begun, either because you're a gamer or because your children are.
Now, some parents are so worried their kids are spending so much time playing the popular game, they're taking a drastic step and sending their kids to video game rehab. Joe Fryer has our story.
Like so many popular games, Fortnite plunges players into a virtual multiplayer world.
Wow!
Well, in the real world, the game's creator now says more than 200 million people have registered accounts. That's up 60% since June. Now, a new poll by Common Sense Media and SurveyMonkey finds 61% of teens have played Fortnite, and about 24% of parents whose kids play it express concerns about how much time they play.
Well, this year, the drug of choice, as we call it, is Fortnite.
Michael Jacobus runs Reset Summer Camp, a 4-week program that focuses on teen tech addiction. He says of the 120 kids who attended this year, about 60% were playing Fortnite excessively.
Do they realize they might be playing it too much?
Usually not. They think they're playing it just fine. Most of the kids who come to our camps will say things like, I don't have a problem, I don't need to be here.
When kids are at your camp, is it like a detox?
Yes, absolutely. Most of these kids have been staying up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning. They have terrible eating and sleeping habits. So it takes us about a week to get everybody on the same schedule and on the same nutritional plan.
The camp focuses on all types of technology, not just Fortnite. RJ Morris was playing a variety of video games for about 3 hours a day.
I did my homework with less detail than I probably should have. I didn't focus as well on things I should have. And I just zoned out at times.
So this year, the 14-year-old's family signed him up for Reset Summer Camp.
The first camp for computer gaming addiction. I thought, oh, we are always arguing about computer games.
With no devices for a whole month, the camp focuses on therapy and teaching life skills like cooking and laundry.
I like to think that I'm a bit more mature. I've been managing my time with electronics quite a bit better. I'm just all around improved.
His family now uses a timer to limit his play time.
I want you to be ending the game when the timer goes off.
Coolio, can do.
But he still can play. After all, technology is not going away.
We tell kids, we're not telling you not to game. We're not telling you never to be on social media. It's in your world, it's in your life, it's going to be exposed to you. So we just want you to use it in a healthy, self-moderated way.
For parents worried specifically about Fortnite, Common Sense Media recommends setting limits based on time or the number of rounds they play, and learn how to use privacy settings if you're worried about kids talking to strangers.
Some other advice: no technology at the dinner table. That includes parents. And if possible, no tech in the bedroom.
Pearl Harbor survivors, dignitaries, and the public remembered those killed in the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor 77 years ago. About 20 Pearl Harbor survivors observed a moment of silence at 7:55 a.m. today. That's the same moment the bombing began on December 7th, 1941. The youngest of the survivors, now in their mid-90s.
The sound of a 3-volley salute echoed through the streets of a small northwestern Minnesota town today as the town's VFW paid tribute to Pearl Harbor survivor Arleigh Burke. Burke is from Hoyt Lakes, and on this day in 1941 served on the USS Honolulu in Pearl Harbor. He personally saw the bomb that sank the battleship Arizona nearby. Burke says so few survivors are left that the association newsletter called The Gram is no longer published.
We don't get the Gram anymore, they quit that. So we can't keep track of how many survivors there are. But they say I'm the last one in Minnesota.
After the Pearl Harbor attack, Burke stayed in the Navy for nearly 4 more years and fought in several battles on the cruiser USS Denver.
A Minnesota man came upon a big surprise near the town of Nimrod. It's a stunning large cat, believed to be a mountain lion. The post went viral on Facebook today. The cat was said to be hit and killed by a vehicle before it was found. These photos were snapped by Jesse Koskanimi, who told Valley News Live the cat was found by a neighbor. The remains were sent to the DNR.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, the latest software update on the Apple Watch comes with new health features, but you won't want to rely on them exclusively. That's next.
Well, crystal clear skies across the valley and wind chills that are starting to bite up north. I'll have details on how your weekend unfolds here right after this.